Welcome back, B's and G's. Got a blast of an episode today for you guys with some fresh unlocks and banging loot, so let's jump right in. Last episode, we went through and completed all the prerequisite quests and tasks that are going to be required to complete the 5 RFD subquests available to us as a 1 defense peer, allowing access to the myth gloves. Our journey this episode begins here at the Lumbridge Cook, so let's jump into Recipe for Disaster. Such an iconic villain scene, truly a masterpiece. Alrighty, that is the cook part and the first step of Recipe for Disaster completed. Time to run through the 5 subquests you see listed below. Also, on a side note, for anybody who's tripped up by the fresh fruit blast, I say fresh in quotations, I definitely just bought one from the GE and added the ashes to it and there was no problem. That is freeing a mountain dwarf completed. Nothing like some old slop of compromise to free you from a binding magical spell. That is freeing the goblins completed. Underwater is definitely still one of the trippiest parts of RuneScape that exists. Some sick fashionscape that I'll probably never use. I repeat, is now free. Well, this is definitely going to be an extremely freaking long process. Oh hell yeah, dude, that's our first Hellcat in old school RuneScape. I know, I'm super newbie, don't flame me, but I'm telling you guys, I came from a straight skiller for a long time background, so a lot of this content is going to be brand new. And there it is, baby, the last of the brown spice that we'll need. That was neither quick nor smooth, but we are done down here. And that is Evil Dave freed. One more left to go. I did just now realize that during the Pirate Pete subquest, I did fill 2 collection log slots with the Fresh Crab Claw and the Fresh Crab Shell. Alright, last part, let's start scratch. My character has been absolutely raw throughout this quest series. Nah, leave that ochre in the frozen dimension. I freaking love it. Alrighty, and that is the scratch part complete, and all 5 parts we have access to complete. So, with scratch now complete, that is all 5 pieces that we are able to complete as a 1 defense pure. That also gives us access now to the myth gloves and our best in slot melee defense gloves. And that is a tasty 91 range coming in during a little Slayer time. Something that I've been meaning to get out of the way is 90 magic. We're currently 85, but with more Zora learning drawing near, any boost I can give myself to hopefully somewhat counteract my badness at this game will be extremely beneficial. The 10k buy limit for Wrath Runes with Water Surge will provide about 465k XP total, and I need somewhere right around 2 million XP to get 90, so it's going to be a long sit and a lot more buy limits of Wrath Runes. Hopefully my puny bait can handle it. So I had some free time to get a little less AFK and do some telealching in between splashing, since splashing is fairly low XP an hour. I figured any way that I can expedite the grind when I have time is super beneficial. And there is the big 90 coming in. An extremely long sit and grind. Hopefully now that that's finally over, we'll be able to kick some Zora butt. Well, I decided to finally come over here and take the time to try and find the incantation so I can grab the Curran teleport, and it looks like RuneLite has made this extremely easy to find this book. Now that we found the incantations, we should be able to hook our POH up with the Curran teleport. And let's find it here real quick. Where are you? Bam, Curran teleport done. Having this in the house is going to be a tremendous upgrade, as I have not taken the time yet to go farm Azeric's talisman, and a majority of the time was taking the boat from Port Sarum to Port Piscarelius, and so saving myself that giant walk from there or Tithe Farm Telly is going to be huge. And there you go, boys, and other KBD heads at KC308. So I just ran into another peer down in KBD, and he basically said that it is not worth it to be there unless you have the Dragon Hunter crossbow. He was preaching it, saying how many more kills he got at Trim than me. So I'm actually going to liquidate some things from my bank, and hopefully with that and my cash stack, I will be able to afford a Dragon Hunter crossbow. Alrighty, so we snagged a DHCB without having to touch the KBD tab, thankfully. We are going to head out there with a different setup and tactic and see what happens. I was previously only getting 3 to 5 kills per trip depending on RNG. After the last episode, I was also recommended to use the Garok teleport instead of Lava Maze, as it's slightly less camped and hopefully less times getting specced out when I telly. And that is another KBD heads at 359. Oh my gosh, no freaking way. Back to back KBD heads, 359 and 360. No freaking way, dude. 362 triple KBD heads on this trip. Wow. Well, the DHCB and the new setup went swimmingly. I started the trip at 358 KC, so 8 kills compared to my usual previous 4. It was also an amazing trip as we almost got triple back-to-back KBD heads at 359, 360, and 362 KC. You'd love to see it. And that is kill count 400. That's where we are going to call it for this episode, boys. Here's the KBD loot tab at 400 KC. Total 5.3 mil, up from 3.6, so still right around that 1.7 to 1.8 mil per 100 KC. Though it was way faster and costed quite a bit less in supplies with the new setup and the Dragon Hunter crossbow. Had some crazy luck with nearly back-to-back-to-back KBD heads and a total of 4 dropped this episode. Still no pet or expensive unique, but we will keep on grinding, believe you me. Just wanted to take the time to clarify a couple things as I edit this that might seem a little bit confusing. I come from nearly an only level 3 skiller background in old school, as I only had a combat main back in RuneScape 2 when I was like 12. I always took to the long sitting grinding way of a skiller, and since 2013 I have on and off played practically only non-combat content, and nearly everything you'll see me do in this series is brand new to me. My old quote unquote main was another 1500 total level 3 skiller that was banned for some time as I let my friend play on him when I thought I had quit RS the last time. And he of course tried to bot the account and got it banned until recently I was able to appeal it, hence why this account was created back in January. Once the appeal was accepted and the account was unbanned, I moved a lot of the cash and supplies over to this account that I had made on him through the various 99 grinds I did, as I have become greatly attached to this account, and he had over a 250 mil bank. Not a ton, but enough to do a lot of the stuff up front that I had planned for this account. Since I have started YouTube and really grinding this guy, my buddy is interested in coming back to the game as well, so I've offered him the account he got banned on conditions that he does not bot it ever again. I will be liquidating the remainder of his 60 mil bank or so and bringing it to this guy as well, and thus the end of the gravy train. The need to learn Zulrah may be just closer than we think. And with that, thank you all so much for sticking around and watching. If you made it this far, a like or a sub are both greatly appreciated. Thank you all so much for the support on this channel and these videos so far, and we will see you next time. Peace!